welcome back. It's 2017. The Hit Chasers are back. Yep, we haven't given it yet. We're going to change focus a little bit this season and do more tutorials.
Yes.
Tutorials?
Yeah, I
Tutorials?
think we got some things we could share with people.
And then Peter's going to write some songs. We're going to show you the whole process.
Yep. I'm calling it Songs from the Garage.
The car hole. We're going to do a tour of the studio. That'll be first. It'll be exciting.
Yeah.
You get to see both rooms.
Yep. At the same time!
We got a window so you can do that.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get started.
Your computer that you're using in here. Tell me a little bit about that. What do we got going there?
It's a Mac, rack mounted. It's a chassis over there.
Okay.
And it's OS 10.8. And we are running Pro Tools HD, Pro Tools 10. This is the last we can upgrade with the HD system. I've had it for 13 years, I think.
Right.
And so it served me very well. But now, I mean, most plugins don't even offer, like Waves doesn't even do TDM anymore, which was the big advantage of the HD system.
Just to explain though, there's some hardware involved with the system that you bought originally, right?
Well, yeah, I still have it.
So what is that?
It's an HD2 system, which means it has two PCI cards that are also in the Mac that do a lot of the processing.
So you can't just go jump into the next system and make that work. That's not going to happen.
That's going to be a spendy jump.
Okay.
But we've got options. We'll stick with Pro Tools, but there's other ways we can go.
Right.
And processing is a lot better now than it was back then.
Right.
So
I think what I wanted to get across is that even if you don't have the latest and greatest that's out there of a DAW, don't worry about it. You can still record your music into the system. It's still going to sound great. You don't need to keep up with the Joneses as far as that goes. You can still make great music. We have in the studio here both outboard gear and plugins. So
correct.
For mixing purposes, we're using mostly plugins, right? So what do we got here for the most part?
We got Waves. I believe we have the Platinum bundle with Waves, and we just purchased the Slate everything.
Right.
We've only had it for like a week. I've been dinking around with it. I really like it.
Yeah, so the Slate Everything bundle was $179 for a whole year of use. It's a yearly subscription. So that's a really good package if you're looking to get just an overall bundle with all of the basic type of plugins that you need. Your EQs, your compression, your delays, your reverbs, and things like that.
And instead of buying a couple different Slate plugins, I'm going to have all of them for a year.
Right.
And I'm sure next year, I mean, if I am using a lot, then maybe I'll do it again, but I'm probably going to pick the ones that I want.
And just purchase those.
Exactly.
Right. So it's a nice trial.
Got a couple, I got a really good amp mod by Bias Grid.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that.
Love it.
What do you use it for?
It's a virtual amp. Basically, I can run a guitar, DI, through a preamp or whatever right into the system. Technically, it's recording it clean, but it's basically a plugin that's an amp. It's an amp. It's a virtual amp, and you can, the Bias Grid, you can get really deep in it, and it sounds better than any amp mod I've ever used.
I think we should do a product review on that. Stay tuned for a product review on that at some point. Also, I think we'll probably touch on the Slate Everything bundle as well, so look for that coming soon. All right, so what do we got here for a console?
This is a Mackie Digital X Bus.
Okay.
It's no longer made. Both me and Sean used to work for Mackie. This one's a little bit modded. They don't make them anymore, but it's a great board. Never had a problem with it. Touchscreen. It's got more capabilities than I really use. Sean uses it different than I do. I use it pretty much for a control surface. IOs. It's got some good pre's in it. It's just a great digital board, and it's fully automated.
From what I've seen, there's actually kind of a following of these out there.
Oh, yeah.
I know that there's groups of blogs and groups on Facebook and out there all devoted to the DXB. So if you're a DXB fan, comment down below and tell us you are. Okay?
And it's got Huey mode, so you can control Pro Tools with it as well.
Okay.
I mean, you can even control some of the plugins with it.
So how many channels?
I think it's 3 banks of 24, I believe.
So a lot. More than
Yeah.
we'll ever use.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been mixing so long in the box. I tend to mix a lot in the box. I always forget about it. But
Yep.
it's really handy mixing on the fly. It's a different animal. This is the Pro Tool IO.
Yeah. So how many
And
ins and outs does that allow you?
24.
Okay.
Is it? Yes. No, 16. Sorry, 16. 16 IO.
Okay, so 16. So you can run, you can record 16 tracks simultaneously.
Yeah. And with our size
Okay.
room, that's about the max we ever
Yeah.
have done.
Yeah, that's great. So let's move on to the outboard gear and what you got here in the studio. Go.
Got an Avalon preamp here.
And what's that?
That's a 737 SP, a preamp. It powers whatever signal you know. You plug your guitar in there and run it in there, or vocals. We usually use it for vocals, or I use it when I use the amp mod a lot. I like to run it through there.
Okay.
Maybe put a little compression, a little EQ, so it's a good sounding clean signal before you run it through an amp mod.
Perfect. And then what else we got here? We got
We got an
some
older Mackie Onyx, just a basic 8-channel pre in case we need a little extra.
Sure.
Got an old school Symmetrix 425. It's a compressor. And then we've got an old Symmetrix 551E EQ.
Okay, and then what's this bad boy down here?
This is the 7 Circle Pre's. I highly recommend these. The Avalon's great. It's a little spendy. These are worth your money. 7th Circle. We got 2 N72 Pre's, which are Neve clones. They're awesome. If you're mechanically inclined and good with a solder gun, they're cheaper if you buy them unassembled and you assemble them yourself.
So that's emulating a Neve 1073?
Yes.
Who put that together?
Oh, Sean put it together.
Right.
But we saw the review and tape op and they loved it. We bought it. It's awesome.
So Sean Enright, the co-owner of Jam Recording Company, he actually put those all together. They come in kits, right?
Yep. Or
so
you can buy.
You have 8 different slots here, and then you
A112. That's what that one is, and I can't remember the other one.
and then you buy the kits and you build them yourselves,
Yep.
do all the soldering and all that, and then you put it in like that. Or can you buy them pre-built and then just put them in here?
Yes,
or?
you can. We bought one
Okay.
pre-built, and then he built the other.
Okay.
You have to buy their chassis though.
Yep.
A couple $100.
So
and then
you
can-
do-it-yourselfers. That might be a good
killer pre.
good solution for you to get some good vintage style preamps.
I use it more than the Avalon probably.
Okay.
It just has a sound that sounds right.
So then we got a little general MIDI keyboard here.
Yep.
Works great.
That's exactly
Once again, people, you don't need to spend tons of money to get good sounding stuff. Yes, it can help in certain circumstances, but this is just a cheap.
I think we probably paid $10 for it.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? You plug this in to a program like Reason, and you got pretty much any sound you want. So it's been real useful in here for us.
You got the patch bay over here. That's how you connect everything.
Okay.
So that's how you take, if something's going into the room, into the pre, you need to come out of the pre into Pro Tool, or into the board, out of the board into Pro Tools. That's basic stuff.
Your studio monitors. What are you using?
These are original Mackie HRE 24s.
Okay, tell me about that.
Uh,
Why did you choose those?
well, I worked at Mackie, and the price was right.
Okay.
And, it took some finagling, and I really like the sound of them. It took me a while to get used to, but once we tuned the room, and we're using a crossover through a Symmetrix box over here,
Yeah.
I like
Talk
it.
real quickly about that. You're using a crossover through a Symmetrix box. So
It gets complicated, but basically using a crossover, you're separating the lows and the highs.
Okay.
That way, the lows are getting pushed out of the sub,
Yep.
and the highs are coming out of these speakers, so you're not pushing too much low end out of these, 10-inch speakers.
Okay.
And then we tuned the room. You could watch Peter's tutorial on. Don't you have a tutorial on tuning a room?
Yeah, I can have a tutorial on tuning a garage, but
We
you
did the
get
same thing.
idea.
We did the same
Um,
thing, and it took us a couple months, probably 6 months before we got it tuned really good, and then another 6 months we did it again, and then hence all the diffusion up
So
in the
yeah,
ceilings.
we've got stuff on the ceilings. You got stuff in the corners. You got some room treatment in here, basically to help the sound
It's a strategically placed box of Crustios.
Of course. So all of this stuff is helping with getting the sound that comes out of the monitors to sound as true as it possibly can. So you're not getting
Yes.
any false lows or highs that are being perceived by your ears. Everything sounds the way it's supposed to. So when you're done mixing, what you take out into your car or put in your stereo basically sounds the way it does here. So that's
Exactly.
the importance of tuning your room.
Absolutely. And the bass traps in the corner are the big ones, because we had massive bounce back.
Right.
And that's what happens. Like, 'cause, you know, the sound hits there, it comes back, and it tricks your ears.
Right.
So you tune the room, and then you listen to a CD that you've listened to your whole life or something, and all of a sudden you listen, okay, oh, so then you get it tuned, and then you play your mix back, like, oh, there it is. There's a
So
problem.
if you are working on a budget, one of the things that you might want to invest a little bit of money in is some sound treatment for your room and finding a way to tune your room so that what you're hearing is as true as it can be, so you're not tricking your own ears when you're mixing.
Don't have your speakers up against the wall.
Okay.
Pull them out a little bit,
Why?
because there is sound coming out of the back of your speaker.
Okay. And what will that do?
Because it's a speaker. It'll come back, it'll bounce off the wall and come back, and it'll trick your ears.
Let's talk about this right here.
This is a remote control
For
for the 24-track tape machine.
Oh my goodness. So there it is, tape.
The
Tell
MCI,
us about that. Tell us real quickly about the history of that particular tape machine.
That's an
'cause it's
MC
kind of interesting.
That's an MCI JH24, and from the guy I bought it from, I'm told it used to be owned by John Tesh, and it was one of his B machines. It was made in '81. We used it a couple times, and then people didn't want to buy it.
John Tesh,
Yeah,
famous for Entertainment Tonight.
and,
Is that what he was?
And Yanni style piano
All right.
playing.
Okay.
If you're interested in a tape machine, get a hold of me. We'll cut you a good deal.
Boom.
It
Comment below. Okay, so stop saying so. My God, I gotta stop saying so.
Golly,
And like.
we're back.
And
Don't
like,
say
no
like.
so's and likes this year.
We're so like back.
It's 2017, everybody.
Don't look at the camera over there now. Yes, it's 2017.
2017, the Hit Chasers are back for season 3.
Season 3.
We've been doing this for 2 years now. I know, right? Thank you for everybody that subscribed. If you like the content,
Hello, everybody.